Hello everyone. I have to tell you that I'm about to embark on a very involved kind of project. First off, let me tell you that this was not my idea. Actually, it was an idea that came from Pacola, who is a friend of mine that lives near here and who is she's a YouTube moderator for several channels. And this last year, she and I've got together a few times, and she has the most wonderful ideas, but she does not make videos. So she gave me this idea and told me to run with it. However, it is a very big idea and kind of a large project. I sort of had started something similar earlier in the year, and I called it my recipe book, and I'm pretty sure I called it that in a few of in the video that I talked about making it. And it was the idea that I was going to put into it my ideas for having, like, this is different ideas on the jelly plate, techniques on the jelly plate. It didn't get done very well. I was very busy, and honestly, that happens sometimes. These are collage paper ideas, and there's coffee paper ideas back here. Okay, I think that's back here. And so in some respects, I kind of knew what we were talking about, but I had to think this through. She called it a journal cookbook, not a cookbook themed journal, but a journal cookbook. And there's a lot that can go in here, and I've been thinking about this a lot. I will tell you that it's been a couple of months since she gave me this idea, and I really want to do it, but it's going to involve a fair amount of time. It's not going to be a project that gets done tomorrow. So I wanted to tell you about it because I probably will work on it a little bit on my Sunday live streams. I don't know that that's when I'll work on it, but I will definitely do some videos, but I also may work on it some then. I want you to, if you want to think about this is kind of like Dee Dee's Society of Idea Collectors, where you have a book where you put your ideas, but more importantly, ideas are one thing, but the other thing is that you need to have references. And this is going to be more of a reference book, but I will probably throw ideas in the front of my categories. Now, one of the things about a cookbook is you have lots of ways that you can think about stuff. So, sorry guys, this is honestly, it's hard to explain what I plan to do, so it's probably going to take a while. If you think about a finished journal, and I have lots of them, so a finished journal is kind of, this tab right here says meal planning. Okay, so think about the journal as a full meal. All right. So I will probably go through some journals in this book and actually put down all of the little parts and pieces and just write it out. Maybe take a picture, write it out, and put down all the little parts and pieces that went into that journal for that meal. Okay. Then we have other things like appetizers. Okay, so what might be an appetizer for a journal? Okay, the paper that it's made out of. So paper ideas. Okay, we have jelly plate papers, we have painty papers, we have coffee dyed papers, we have other kinds of dyed papers. those kinds of ideas to make a journal. Craft paper, just everything. So the parts of a journal or our meal will be lots of different things. So we'll have different categories. I tried to script this, guys, so that I would not step into these holes where my brain didn't want to, and it didn't work. I tried. Today, I'm just going to tell you about the supplies that I'm going to start working with, and then I'll probably come back and do a list of different things. But that's the idea, is to have the pieces of a journal and then the meal or the entire journal, a recipe for the entire journal. And I have lots of journals that I can break down for y'all to see what recipe we used. But if there's going to be a lot of list making, there's going to be a lot of things that we want to put in, because each part of that meal has a different recipe. Say we want to put pockets in a journal, or the journal had pockets. Which pockets do we use? That's a tab, pocket, that kind of thing. So this is the project. This is where it's headed. But today I'm going to tell you my thoughts on what I'm going to need to make this project or to do this project, because if you want to play along and do something similar, you're going to want your projects in there possibly. Maybe when I do a journal or a meal, you'll want to look at it and give yourself ideas from it. But right now, I want to talk more about my ideas for what we need than for specifics. One of the things about Society of Idea Planners that I love is that everything is kind of in one book. One of the things I don't like about using a composition book is that you run out of spots in the category, and that's going to happen in this book too. So because I left myself lots of room, but I know that it's going to run out. And I have another book like that the thought behind it doesn't work real well, and that is this one. This is my garden journal. And when you start putting stuff in and you've got a tab for a specific thing, then you fill up that tab, and then okay, so what do? Make another tab. So I decided that a bound book just wasn't going to work real well. And if you're going to be adding to this over time with a new journal or a new meal or new ideas, new pockets, you're probably going to be in the same boat I am. That a bound book doesn't really work. Let me move things. I have to have a place to put stuff down. One of the things about this cookbook, this is a very old cookbook. It's a Betty Crocker cookbook. This cookbook has been around for years and years and years and years. And it's probably one of the most sold cookbooks around. It's got tabs and recipes behind it. And my thought was that this format would probably work better. I can always add another tab if I come up with another thing that I want to work with. I can always come up with more space because of the binder rings. If push came to shove and my binder got too small, I could get another binder and split it. So I have kind of learned that I don't like bound books for idea books or for something that is not finished. because you can't move it around. So this is the premise I'm going to go with, is a binder clip with clips, tabbed things so that I can make tabs, I can change tabs, that kind of thing, and then that I can put things in here. Now, I did hunt. Just a minute, let me get this, because I got piles and piles of stuff on here. I did hunt a giant notebook. Okay, and this one has the flat side and the round side. Okay. One of the things that I don't like is a notebook where the rings are here in the middle. It never closes properly. It doesn't really work real well. So I like these where, if I'm going to get a big notebook, now you could start with a little one if you don't think you have that much stuff, but I know this is going to be a big project. Just know it. So I got a notebook where this is the part that folds, but the binder ring is on the back. It is not down the middle. The other thing about this binder ring is that it's flat over here, but it's round on this side. Now, I watched a Tim Holtz thing recently, and his binders are made so that the round side is where you can fold it back, and when you fold it, it closes. Well, if this binder ring is mounted to the back, the round side is that way anyways, so that when you want to put everything back together, you can just flip it back over and it will go down. He put his binder rings in backwards so that it would close up. And this one, for huge amounts of paper, this is what I wanted. You don't have to get this. You don't have to do this project. You could do it in a composition book. I did put in here, I've already put in here some different sized page protectors. These are pocket protectors that I got at the thrift store. They were actually in this notebook. I picked up the notebook and the page protectors were in there, not the big ones, but the photo ones, and that worked great because I got both things in one fell swoop. But so I have this and I figure I'm going to fill it up. And I have page protectors because I'm probably going to need them. I wanted to try to keep this project sort of confined. Then I have these. These are tabbed pages. I'll get one out. Let me see. Of course, they're not open. I got these somewhere along the line at a garage sale. So you do not have to have these. You can make your own pages with your own tabs. And what's probably going to happen here is that I am going to use these, but I'll probably put my own tab over the top of it because I'm going to write on the tab. These are little tabs, and I like the fact that I have some with a bigger tab. So this can be main categories, and then this can be, because like this might be paper, and then behind the paper I'll put little tabs that say jelly plate, collage, different things like that. If you bought a lot of digitals, you might put those either in an image category or in paper category. It's hard telling. You have to put this together your way. So I have dividers. Now, like I said, you could use a sheet of cardstock or you know, slightly heavier paper and put your own tabs on it. And I will probably cover these tabs up so I can write on them, because I know me having a numbered tab doesn't work. I want to be able to look at the tab and see where I'm going. So that's probably what will happen. But these are nice page protectors, and I have them. Then I'm probably going to need some paper. And this kind of paper will probably be for making lists. I will probably do a lot of mind dumping up towards different things. And mind mapping, mind dumping, whatever you want to call it. But this is just inexpensive, probably thrift store bought notebook paper. And the reason for it is, again, I have it. So use what you've got. Okay. I also got out, okay, this is some slightly heavier, and it's glossy stock. It doesn't really matter that it's glossy stock. It's just what I grabbed that was slightly heavier. It will work. I 3-hole punched it so that it will fit in the book. Copy paper would work just fine. There's going to be things like, okay, where'd it go? I'll put it on the floor. Like in the book I started earlier this year, with my jelly print papers, where I want to glue papers down, and honestly, having something like this, which is just a touch heavier, will probably hold up a little bit longer and last a little bit longer based on the holes. That way I don't have to use hole reinforcements on every single sheet. If I used notebook paper, it probably wouldn't last very long. I will probably have a mix in everything to do that, but that's my thought behind it. Okay, and you see I've made my own page tabs, and we'll talk about that. I just will probably put this over those other pages. Okay, and then I have this mixed media paper, and I will tell you why I have that. I have a lot of art supplies, and one of the categories I think that I need in my book is going to be ingredients, which ingredients are the supplies that I'll be using in my journals and things. So ingredients are likely to be glues and paints and things like that. Well, why would I need the mixed media paper for that particular section of my book, of my recipe book? Well, I have all of these things that I don't always remember I have. And to have them swatched out where I can think about my meal or my journal and grab what I want, because I know what I've got in, say, watercolor pencils. Okay, I can look. I have several sets of watercolor pencils. But if I'm doing a vintage style journal and I want to have sort of vintage colors, I'm going to look at my swatched out things and then go get that particular set of pencils, because I have, brights, I have more natural colors, so I have too much. But that's one of the reasons why I want the mixed media paper. So ingredients or supplies and are going to be one of the first things I work on. Like I said, I may work on some of this in live streams because some of the collecting of ideas will help all of us. I'll probably do videos on some parts of it, but this is not going to be, okay, once a week I'm posting a video. I will create a playlist for the Journal Cookbook, and I will post the videos there. I will try to link the live streams there. That's always difficult. But if I work on it in a live stream, I will try to link it there. And who knows if I can find the timestamp, but I'll try. I probably will ask for help with this as far as ideas go. If you have any ideas about this, please, please, please put it in the comments. I haven't been really good lately about answering comments or writing back about replying to comments. I've just been so overwhelmed, busy, but I do read them. So it doesn't mean that I ignore them. I'm sorry about that. But videos and live streams and all that do take a lot of time. So plus I have other things. Life gets in the way of my making videos. Anyways, guys, this is my idea. I hope you like it. I hope it will be a project that you find that might be worthy of your time. And I hope you'll want to play along with me. That's why I really wanted to give you some of the ideas and some of what I'm going to work through. Just a minute, I'm going to read my I'm trying to go over all my notes. Like I said, I tried to script this, guys, but it's one of those things that's very, very involved. So I hope it's something that you're interested in. Okay. For now, I'm going to say that I'm done talking about this. I hope to get busy on this very, very soon and start working through this. Anyways, I'm going to say go have fun, make some art, and we'll talk about this another day. Love y'all. Bye.